everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I'm recapping the latest episode of And Just Like That, episode 9. So let's get some characters out of the way before we start talking about the important stuff that happened in this episode. Seema and that director of hers, that Marvel director, I'm not digging it. I am not digging the storyline. I don't feel any chemistry. I don't like his vibe. I hope he doesn't last. And also, for all the women out there, let me know, would you ever do that? So you're going to meet your girlfriend and her boo for dinner, and your girlfriend thinks it's just you, and you show up with this guy, this like random guy that you never mentioned, you never met. Wouldn't you think that's weird? I don't think I would ever do that. If I went to meet up my girlfriend and then showed up and never even asked, like, hey, is it okay if I bring someone? Hey, I just met this guy. Can I bring him to dinner? Seema showing up with this like random dude, and Carrie's like, who is he? And then Shay meets this girl, Toby, that comes to the vet clinic with a box of kittens. The kittens were lost. Somebody left it in an alleyway or something. And then Toby inspires Shay to go back into stand-up comedy. Are they just keeping Shay around for the sake of inclusivity? Because at this point, I don't think we need Shay. I mean, I'm sorry. I think Sarah Ramirez is a great actress, but Shay, the character, I don't think it's adding anything to the show anymore. Naya is back in the picture, and she's having mind-blowing sex with this guy she met on Tinder. Call me old school, but I think that going straight to your phone after you had sex, it's incredibly disrespectful. I don't care how casual this sexcapade is or whatever app you met this dude. I don't know, the whole like going straight to your phone after you had amazing sex, it was such a turn off. And if it is that casual, why is he staying over the night? Why can he just like leave afterwards? I think after you have mind-blowing sex, as the French call le petit mort, you don't go through your phone. Like, you don't go straight to your phone. Like, when you have like when you that type of orgasm that you twitch and your body shakes, you just die for a little bit. You actually has the little death. And while Naya is on her phone after she had the so-called mind-blowing sex, she finds out, she's on Instagram and sees that Andre, her ex-husband, are they even divorced yet? How? Okay, let's put this timeline together, because he's with this lady, a blonde chick with like a musician hat, which I think is the same girl that he was on tour with, and then that Naya thought he was cheating on her with this chick. Chick is pregnant, full on pregnant, and he's like holding her belly, and I'm like, ooh, wait, you guys are not even divorced, I don't think. This happened, what, you separated maybe 6 months, 8 months ago, and she's already like full on pregnant. I don't like this, I don't like this. But for her to be that, because it affected her, you can see on her face, for her to be that upset, I was like, Naya, you're the one that didn't want to have kids anyway, for, you know, from the get-go. And then she tells the guy, the surfer dude, he looks like a surfer dude that she met on Tinder, to leave. So she tells him to leave because she needs to like deal with her feelings. I actually experienced this recently, you know, the fact that you see an ex move on. I saw on Facebook that an ex of mine had just recently like got married, not recently, maybe, but he got married. And I was just like, you know, scrolling, I was like, oh, looked at the pictures, oh, and then you move, you know, you move on to the scrolling. The fact that Naya was like, you could tell she was, you know, upset. She hasn't moved on from Andre, I don't think. Because when you have moved on from someone, like I said, you just see and you're like, okay, she's pregnant, I guess he's happy, I don't know. What I would be most upset about is like if that chick was the one that he was on tour with, I'd be like, hey, the timeline, it's not, you know, 2 + 2 is not equaling 4, Andre. Lisa and Herbert, I did not expect that. I did not expect her to drop the I'm pregnant bomb. Now we get why she's always tired and falling asleep. But I mean, aren't they in their 50s? Who gets pregnant naturally in their 50s. I know there's some cases out there that it happens. If you still think you are able to get pregnant, aren't you on contraception? Or, usually men by that age, if they have what, 3 kids, 4 kids, he would have had a snippet, a little vasectomy, or she would tie her tubes. I don't know, for them, for that couple to have a whoopsie baby, I don't know. And I also did not like that she dropped the bomb right then and there when he's about to give his big speech, for his campaign. Wrong place, wrong time, Lisa. You could have waited. I also did not like, this couple used to be my favorite couple, but this episode, I was like, what is going on here? When she says, Herbert gets home and she says she's tired, she fell asleep on her desk, and she said she's gonna go to bed, and it's about 8 p.m. And he has the audacity to say, and he wasn't joking, you could tell he was serious when he said, well, what about me? What about my dinner? I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't know we had just rewind times to the 50s. And speaking of Herbert's campaign party get together, it's Harry, Charlotte's husband, Herbert's personal lawyer or personal assistant. Because why is Harry in charge of the catering and make sure Herbert does his rounds? I was so confused. And then, of course, we had a kid's storyline, Brady and Lily. So Brady's still working at Scout, which is his dad's bar, doing the fries and the burgers. And then Miranda's worried that he's taking too long to go back to college. So she asks Charlotte to ask Lily to talk to Brady, give him some encouragement, ask him about college, basically to rub off some, good influence on him since they've known each other since they were little. So Miranda walks in her old house and sees Lily coming out of Brady's room wearing just like this little t-shirt and with a guilty face. You could tell they did the deed. It wasn't like, oh, hello, Miranda. She's like, oh, hello, Aunt Miranda. She just like so embarrassed and goes back in the room. They totally hook up. I don't know why Miranda is so up on his business, Brady. First of all, he's old enough. He's what? He has to be like 19, 20 if he's a freshman in college. But also, the whole season 1, he was having sex under her roof with his ex, Louisa. And that was fine, but maybe because it's Lily, it's her best friend's kid. But if it was me, I would have been thrilled that my boy is having sex with such a good girl that you think it's a great influence on him, and it's the daughter of my best friend. I'll be like, jackpot. I didn't think that Brady needed that pep talk. He's, doing the fries and flipping burgers, but that's temporary. He's still so young. He's got time to figure out what he wants. If I was Miranda, I would be grateful that he's working, even pulling double shifts. He's not just, sitting at his parents' couch, scratching his balls, playing video games. He's working, and he's working at his dad's establishment. Miranda's such a type A controlling person, and I think that's where it's coming from. And isn't it so common for American kids to take a gap year? So I think who should be more worried? It's Charlotte, because there's a possibility that Lily is still a virgin or was a virgin, because we don't know if she actually went all the way with Blake, in the Blizzard episode, because Blake ended up breaking up with her. But Charlotte, it's already thinking about grandbabies, how cute they're gonna look. They're gonna be like ginger, Chinese, Jewish babies, and she's gonna be a cool grandma. So, Charlotte is already like going in the marriage route. And she told Miranda to, let's mind our own business, because Charlotte herself, never really told her mom when she was at a young age how much sex she was having. So she doesn't expect that from Lily. And honestly, I like Lily and Brady together. I don't know why, but I think because since they've known each other since they were kids, and you can tell how comfortable they are with each other, I'm not mad about this pair. Okay, Carrie and Aiden. At the beginning of the episode, we see Aiden walking into Shay's apartment after like a long week, as he said, and Carrie's there in bed waiting for him. And then Aiden shows up in tidy whities. I was just like, what? I know it was for comedic relief, but I don't think Aiden is old enough to be wearing tidy whities. I think his generation still wears boxers or briefs. John Corbett looks so good, but then with the tidy whities, I'm like, man, that took some guts to put them on. Long story short, someone snitched on them. You know, they were Shay's cousins. Someone snitched on them, and then the building management put on a letter under the door and called Shay saying that, you know, their cousins, they need to leave because they passed the 30-day policy of having visitors, which lead us to Carrie wanting to sell her apartment. And like I said on my last video, why not sublet it? You never know when you're gonna need it. I mean, if you're that rich, even if you and Aiden have a fight and you need space, you can go to your old place. Or, like I said, sublet it to one of your friends. I still put my foot down that she should rent it to Miranda. It's not like Carrie needs to sell one place to buy the other place. You know, a lot of people that, you know, they need the money from this place before they buy another one. Carrie, it's loaded. The one thing that I like is that the new place that she picked, it's beautiful, and it's on Gramercy. Oh my gosh, it's on Gramercy Park in New York, and I love the area. It's very, very pretty. But even Aiden said when she showed him the new place, he said, you don't have to do this. Like, please don't do this for me. Do whatever you want. I'm happy. But I was like, then what, Aiden? What is the solution? If she doesn't get rid of her old place and buys a new one, what do you want to do? Because you're the one that won't step a foot on her older place. So what do you want to do? Keep hooking up in like Airbnbs and hotels? So Carrie picks this place that Seema found for her. Beautiful place, 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. And I was just like, just for you and Aiden? But then Carrie says that, you know, she expects the kids to come visit, or if they ever need a place to stay in the city. I think buying a place that big, you know, just thinking about the kids, it's unnecessary. One, the kids are like old enough to be like out of the house. I think one kid it's 20, the other one's 17, and then the other one's 14. And you can tell they don't have that close of a relationship with Carrie yet. But for her to make that big of a decision, just thinking, oh, the kids are gonna come over. I mean, just have maybe a 3-bedroom. And if something happens with her and Aiden, then she's stuck in this huge place, you know, trying to sell it again. And I remember somebody pointed out to me that Neil Patrick King, you know, because I'm talking about if Aiden and Carrie don't work out, but Neil Patrick King, who's the head writer of the show, he said he did not bring Aiden back for him to lose. At the end, Carrie is going up to her apartment, the old apartment, and Lizette, remember the jewelry designer? So she's coming down, and she says that she's getting not kicked out, but the gay guys that have been subletting for her, they're moving or something like that. So she's got to go. And she says, oh, I can't think of anyone who would ever want to leave this place. And Carrie says, I can. She calls Seema and confirms that she wants the apartment, which means she will probably sell her old one. But I also think, like, why did they bring Lizette? Why did they bring Lizette in and say that she was leaving the building? I think Carrie would sublet it to Lizette. Almost like, oh, a favor, you know, because they seem to have really connected. But if she rents it out to Lizette, I'm going to be really mad. I'm sorry. Like I said, I think like she can give it to Miranda. And then Kathy and Carrie meet up. Kathy is Aiden's ex, his baby's mama. One thing that I had a problem is that neither of them told Aiden. Well, Carrie told Aiden after, you know, after it had already happened. And he's like, what? No one told me. Oh, no, I'm going to have a talk with her and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I understood that why he was so upset, because I think when you're gonna meet up your new, like your ex's new flame, girlfriend, whatever, partner, you should tell your ex. It's like, hey, Aiden, I'm thinking about meeting up with Carrie. Is that okay with you? I think he should have been given the heads up. And I thought when Kathy said to Carrie, she said, I know all about you and Aiden's history. I thought she was gonna follow up with, and I want you to stay away from him. I was like, oh my God, holding my breath. But no, she said that she read Carrie's book about Big, and she just asked Carrie, please don't hurt Aiden again. Because now, if you hurt Aiden, it affects other people. It affects my boys. And then she also asked Carrie not to write anything about the boys in, her next book. And Carrie understood. She said, okay, I won't mention them. But the whole thing about asking Carrie not to hurt Aiden again, that didn't make sense for me. You don't have a crystal ball. We never know what's going to happen in the future. People hurt each other, and not intentionally. So if something happens between Aiden and Carrie, it's not, I don't think she's like intentionally hurting Aiden. But overall, I think the conversation between Carrie and Kathy was very healthy. Oh, another thing that I thought it was kind of nonsense, it was when they were at Herbert's campaign party, and Charlotte's boss is having a conversation with Carrie, and he mentions that he got a divorce, and then asks Carrie if she went through a divorce or something like that. And then Carrie said, no, it was a wonderful marriage to a wonderful man. And I was like, what? Just like a couple weeks ago, you were questioning yourself, asking if Big was a big mistake. So maybe like Carrie figured out that it's okay to love more than one person in your lifetime. By the way, are we ever going to see Aiden's farm in Virginia? I'm very curious. I want to see Carrie there, living the farm life. So let me know what you thought of this episode. If you were Carrie, would you sell your old apartment or would you keep it? And what do you think about Brady and Lily? Are you a fan of this couple? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the little bell, the notification button, so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you next time.